when they aren't Robin Banks, awesome hip hop crew.
Oh,
I mean, like if you had a hip hop, band, the Wrecking Crew is a great name for it. But what I love about them is like they have these traditional costumes, but they still wear ski masks over them. Like one of them pulls his all the way down.
Yeah.
like Dumb Donald from Fat Albert.
Right.
And the other one wears his, up high like Colin Farrell. That's pretty awesome.
I love the Wrecking Crew, but one of their guys' name is Thunderball. How do you get taken? That guy is not going to be happy in prison.
He's got his own theme song. Come on. Well,
exactly.
one of the things I really like about Dark Reign is something Matt Fraction is using it to say, okay, we are helping Cyclops reclaim his testicles.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
and they are turning Cyclops back into the badass general.
Because
Which,
during the Chris Claremont era, that boy needed a special wheelbarrow to carry
Now,
those around.
admittedly, like usual,
Yeah.
it's in the X-Men universe, it's hard to tell what's going on because there's 80 billion titles. And now
Yeah.
with Dark Reign, there's even more on top of that tying into it. Now we've got Dark X-Men, which is a group
Yeah.
led by Emma Frost, the White Queen.
Which takes a nice turn.
Yes, it does take a very nice turn. And in fact, it's unclear to me, though. Here's where I get confused. Whose side is she on?
Well, with her, you
that is-
never know.
It's still
Yeah.
a little nebulous, but
The thing with her is once she left the Hellfire Club, you never knew whose
Yeah.
side she was on.
Yeah.
there is. Are we spoilers? Are we doing that? We doing that whole thing?
For those who are afraid of spoilers, tune out now.
Yeah. I don't know if you've read it, but it came out not the other day, but like last week's comics. I don't remember exactly what it was, but X-Force was busting in to free all the prisoners into the Dark X-Men's facility in San Francisco, and namely Beast, namely Hank McCoy, who was being tortured.
So did they
horribly.
free him? Because the last issue I read of Dark Avengers or New Avengers, he was still locked
Well,
up.
see, yeah, they did, and this was recent. Yeah, this,
Isn't
I mean,
No, I just bought
X-Force's-
comics yesterday, and it was
Really?
in
Isn't
there, yeah.
X-Force's mutant power ineffectualism?
they've kind of done something cool if you're into that kind of thing, and made like they've taken all of the hard ass people who aren't afraid to murder, and it's basically Scott Summers' secret hit squad.
That's
And,
been done before.
Wait a minute. Wait, Scott's like heading up a hit squad?
Not
that-
assassins.
Well, yeah, they are. This
Assassins.
is sort of
Black
you
Ops.
got to sort of give it a pass, and it's a rough thing to do. It's sort of that Cyclops has
I
been
can't give that a pass.
because of all the death, because they're down to what 183 or 277 or whatever. That he's like, okay, there's some people we just need to take out, and I totally get with you that
Well,
you
that was the
can't
whole
get
reason
that.
they got Wolverine on the
anybody
Avengers.
else in the whole fucking X-Men.
It should have been Emma Frost.
Even fucking Kurt, I
It
can believe
it
that
should have been
from.
Emma
But
Frost.
Scott, no.
But yeah,
Actually,
so
I could believe Scott.
No.
Yeah.
With the new Avengers, like
Yeah.
Iron Man and Captain America both said, like we want Wolverine on our team because sometimes we need a guy who's willing to
see,
do
and
that
I
thing
think
that
that's
we won't
bullshit
do.
too. I don't buy that at all.
I
think
have
things
3
gotten to that
words
point.
for all you motherfuckers, and they are, that's not goose. Fuck you.
No, I mean you can only say that if you take Scott Summers out of the equation of everything else that's been going on in Marvel Comics for
I
10
will not.
years.
There is no.
And you
There,
can't.
there is Chris Claremont. There is no other equation.
Come on,
No compromise, even in the face of Armageddon.
Exactly.
the Scott Summers you're talking about would never pass over Jean Grey to fall in love with the White Queen,
Yes,
but he
thank
did.
you.
No, I could tell. Dude, it's the White Queen.
But I mean,
Scott
Scott Summers
really-
does have a history of
Fucking Mother
sleeping with
Teresa would
women.
hit that. What are you talking
They've
about?
really had Scott have this awakening where he's like, I'm sick of being this milquetoast pining after women.
Yeah, and
bitch.
so are we.
He's like, guess what? I've been trained my whole life to be the badass general. I'm going to do it now. And what's funny is that he has this moment to where they're trying to quell the riots in San Francisco, and Toad is there, only making it worse. And Scott looks at him and says, Toad, please, I've been kicking your ass since I was 15. And Toad mouths off again, and Scott just puts him down.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, just without a question.
You're not
But-
even a threat.
yeah. But in the they go in. X-Force goes in to rescue the prisoners that Norman Osborn has in this facility that they're depowering and torturing and everything. And Norman says, "Okay, Dark X-Men, go do your thing." It's Namor, Mimic, Weapon Omega, White Queen, Daken.
Yeah.
Sends them all after him, and they're all like posturing in that pre-battle thing, and they're about to take him down. And Mimic says something, and then Emma's like, "Oh, do shut up," and just smashes his face into the wall. And then Namor's is like, "Oh, finally," and just starts. Namor is a badass, and he
Totally.
he just whips some ass, and they take out the Dark X-Men in like 2 panels.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you got Hank, let's go.
That was one of the great moments. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Although my least favorite thing about this whole Dark Reign saga takes place in the X-Men purview, which is Dark Hank McCoy from Parallel Universe, which is just dumb.
They
That
keep
is
bringing him
so
back.
Dumb. Oh my
Some
god.
fans love that character. I am not 3 of them.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
he's from Age of Apocalypse. And
Yeah.
they keep
Oh, is that where
bringing
he's
him
from?
back.
Yeah.
He's
Because I thought maybe he was
awful.
from House of M, because
No.
I skipped House of M.
He
He's
is
one of the
so
ones
annoying.
from.
He's from the House of Bad Ideas.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the ones from Age of Apocalypse that they brought over, like
Okay.
Nate Gray, who they're about to introduce again
Yeah.
under Norman's sway.
Hello, guys. Did you not see her code name? It's Phoenix. She's always gonna come back.
Yeah, no
Nate
doubt.
Gray.
No,
Nate
and
Gray.
I.
Oh,
Nate
Nate,
Gray.
never mind.
But one of my
Oh,
my
Jesus.
favorite things in Dark Reign, next to of course Bendis's taking care of the little interpersonal relationship stuff that I love that he does, is actually the Dark Avengers themselves, and especially their separate books that they've been doing.
You know what? I like their separate books better than them, because
I do
as a
too.
team, they're pretty ineffectual. They get their asses kicked
They're a bunch
all the
of
time.
sociopaths.
Well, to be fair, they got their asses kicked by Morgana Le Fay, who is like one of the baddest
Yeah.
asses that there is.
No,
in
no,
the
but
Marvel
even when they're
universe,
going
but-
up against like the regular Avengers, like
Yeah.
they never really beat them.
Well, you have to remember, all these new Avengers are just like hiding under the costumes of
Right.
villains who get their asses kicked all the
Right,
time.
right.
If I could have
So-
my favorite Dark Avengers moment was actually on Free Comic Book Day. I don't want to say it was the Avengers Free Comic Book Day one,
Right.
Where they're off in Asgard looking for some fabled sword or whatever, and the new Avengers team up with Thor, and Thor is there, and they're going up against the Dark Avengers, and Norman's like, okay, well, Avengers, you're all under arrest, and Thor steps up and he's like, "Oh yeah, really?" And
It's like going up to like Brock Sampson with a dart gun.
yeah,
You're under arrest.
it was awesome. And Thor's like, "If you want to fight about it, we can do that right now." I mean, that's almost verbatim.
It's like, yeah, can I smoke the cigarette first? I'll be right back with you.
And, yeah, but basically Thor gets right up in Norman's face. He's like, "Really, really, really," And then Norman's like, "Avengers, let's go home." And Thor's like, "No, we can settle this right now. Come on, let's do it."
I'm really enjoying the Hawkeye book, which is the Bullseye one, where he's trying to be driven insane by his father, which is
Really?
weird. I don't know if you caught the newest one, but it is.
Dr. Detfink is always telling me about it, and for some reason, I never see it in the stores.
It's his dad.
and
that's
I've been the
behind
Rogues
whole
Gallery,
thing.
I've been the Tribe, I never see the book.
We have Dark Reign Hawkeye.
Yeah, you should just be
Yeah,
coming. To,
absolutely.
Yeah, you should be asking Randy. Randy, you should start bringing
Yeah, Randy.
comics for sale.
I went one day and it was
You
in,
should be
in
bringing us
D3.
all free comics,
D3
Randy.
was
Wait.
working, and I could not find that book for nothing.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's one of the more interesting ones. I'm not sure how I feel about Mac Gargan as Venom, like the sinister Spider-Man
Yeah,
thing.
I'm not really
It's
digging it.
kind of being played for laughs and a weird sort of like, let's see how gross and bizarre we can get. at the
He's
same
an
time.
even lamer villain. I mean, a lamer Venom than Eddie Brock
It,
was.
it reminds me of
Venom-
the lame part of Marvel Zombies. is
Yeah.
what it reminds
At
me
this point, I truly believe Venom is just going the way of Sabretooth. He's just getting more and more ridiculous and more ridiculous until
Yeah.
he's just a bad fucking joke.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
opposed to when we first met the guy. When you first meet Sabretooth, you're just like, oh, God, he's got powers just like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Jesus. This is when you first meet Venom, you're like, oh, God, he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
powers
He was
just like
scary,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
He's scary as fuck. And they just played them out more and more and more until you're just like,
Yeah. Well,
dude,
here's
this is ridiculous.
Here's the problem with Venom. Venom is the guy. He's more powerful than Spider-Man. He's got all his powers, and he knows his secret identity. The problem is, if you keep repeating that, eventually, you're like, wait a minute, you're more powerful. You got all his powers. You know his secret identity. How does he keep fucking you up so badly?
yeah,
And then
it is
becomes
one of
a
those
joke.
dude, I don't think you're here for the hunting.
Yeah, he's either got to win or die, and that's it. I mean,
a nice obscure joke reference.
Exactly. Yeah, just Google that punchline. I don't think you're here for the hunting, and you'll understand.
No, it's I never thought I'd say this, but I wish Eddie Brock would get the costume again
Yeah.
and go back to that period when
Wait,
he
isn't-
was like
is he
wanting to
dead?
do the right thing, but having trouble because
well,
he was fighting with this.
he is going back to that. He's going to be anti-Venom now.
Well, he's been anti-Venom.
Oh, is he
yeah.
anti-Venom?
So
See,
they're doing
I'm not
the,
reading
they're doing the
actual-
Venom lethal protector thing again, except now he's trying to do the right thing, and
Well, that's
he's,
fine.
yeah.
I don't care about a
I
side
just want
character. I just
at
don't want
some
Mac
point.
Gargan.
I just
Yeah.
want a big fucking alien spaceship to come down over New York, suck up all Carnage and Anti-Venom and Venom and all these, and just get down and go into to fucking Spider-Man's face and say, "Don't you ever fuck with our wardrobe again? Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?"
True. You know what? Wow, you guys are all disappearing. One of the Dark Reign books that nobody ever reads or talks about is the Invincible Iron Man. And that book has been amazing. I mean,
That's also a Matt Fraction.
yeah, it is also
Fraction's
a Matt
great.
Fraction book. And it's one of these things where, like, I talked about it before, how during Civil War, everybody hated Iron Man so much.
Yeah.
And couldn't see, like, Bendis promised, like, oh, when this all comes out, I'm going to show Captain America's side and Iron Man's side equally.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like...
No, they screwed Iron Man in Civil War. I have people come in the store like, "Oh, I hate Iron Man. You got any comics where he gets beat up?" I'm like, you realize it was just that one story. Iron Man's still cool. I mean, did you see the movie? He's a good character.
It took the movie to, like, make people not completely abandon Iron
Yes,
Man.
yeah.
But there was one issue during Civil War. There was one issue of Iron Man itself.
Yeah.
Where he explained to Pepper Potts and Happy Hogan, where he told them, like, look, this is where I'm coming from on this.
Yeah.
And when he laid it out, it's like, oh, well, I could kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah, Dwayne McDuffie did the same thing for Reed Richards during when he wrote Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, so Reed's got an equation, and this is what makes. And he's like, okay, well, I don't think Mark Miller didn't think of any of that. He was just like, they're on this side, they're on this side. But it's good to see somebody thinking through that these characters had thought process.
Right. Where these guys like, look, we looked into the future, we ran every equation,
Yeah.
and everything told us this
Yeah.
was the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it sucks. We know it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's
Hey,
better than the alternative.
I'm just coming back to the mic. I was refreshing my drink, going to the bathroom for a few minutes, and I distinctly heard from the other room while I was in there, I heard Randy say Venom Lethal Protector.
Oh, yeah?
So if you'll come over here for a minute, I'm going to punch you in the nuts till you pass out.
Well, you keep wanting me to go over that side of the to either touch your nipples or be punched in the nuts. I'm going to stay over here.
Okay, good
It
point.
does
Anyway,
seem
go
like
ahead.
y'all have something going on there on this side.
Are you two going to meet up later? After
God,
the,
no. Have you heard about what's going to happen to me?
I definitely don't want to read Brian Michael Bendis' miniseries about you two, that's for sure.
I don't think you want to read anything written by Bendis that has Randy in it, because or anything written by Bill Willingham that has Randy.
Yeah, unless
in
you
it.
want to see me tortured for 22 pages.
You know, once fish is gone, you're the new fish.
Oh,
You know
son
what?
of a
That
bitch.
that brings up a good point.
I
and
was
a
it
good
done with
time.
Iron Man? You guys
Oh
disappeared.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I derailed it. Iron Man. I read an excerpt from the most recent one, and I love the idea of retard Tony Stark running
Well, that's
around
what
the
that's
earth.
what's been happening. It's like once Osborn took control of Hammer and Shield in the entire country, he was like, okay, Tony Stark, your whole Iron Man armor, just like in Iron Man 2, he's like, surrender everything to me. I want all the
Hammer
technology.
time.
Yeah. How long you been waiting to say that?
I just came to
That is the motto.
So-
He's having it painted on the side of a helicarrier.
So Stark has been like, look,
the new Iron Patriot has big baggy.
You can't touch this.
I'm sorry, Leon.
So Invincible Iron Man. I'm sorry.
no.
You were telling us about Batman R.I.P.
no,
Go ahead.
forget it.
Oh,
That's
don't be like Carl.
No, I'm getting more whiskey now.
No, Invincible Iron Man, though, I've
Screw you
fallen
guys.
behind on it.
I'm going. to
I
the kitchen.
actually
It's
want to
not
hear about
fraction.
it. No,
Yeah.
sit down.
Sit.
I'm
I want to
behind
hear
on it
about
because
it.
he's
I
doing
really
this big
do.
12-part story, and I missed
Do
like
you
3
want
or
me
4
to?
parts.
Do you want me to hold you while you say this?
Well, basically, Tony Stark realizes, like, look, I'm not in charge anymore. Norman Osborn is. He's not only going to take all my armor, he wants everything in my head, and I have the secrets on everything. So he introduces, he runs a program on himself that's slowly erasing his memory, like all of his memory, all of his intelligence, everything, and he's having to degrade down to suits of armor and try to escape the whole time. And he gives Pepper Potts, like, he puts the whole Robert Downey Jr. Energy disc in her chest. And, like, she goes through all that, gives her a suit of armor.
Does she get 2 or just 1? I'm sorry, you put it out there.
I didn't put it out there.
You did.
You reached for it.
You put it out there, and I jumped on it like the hand
jumped-
grenade it
You
was.
jumped over 2 people to reach it.
You want Iron Man lit up boobies? Is that what you're saying?
That's
Don't we all?
precisely what he's saying.
He said chest. I had no choice.
So does her Iron Man suit actually have boobs built into it though?
Yeah,
It actually does.
Yeah.
yeah.
really
Is
uncomfortable
is she
otherwise.
packing some-
Well, they're
anything
clear.
bigger than a
It's
C-cup?
pepper pots. They're not real anyway, so you can't
yeah,
squish
That's a good
that
point.
down.
That's a good point.
You know,
But if
they're
you
pretty
know
much standing
any girl named Pepper,
But yeah, I mean, it can't have a flat